So you had your first game of the regular season today. You beat Fresno Pacific 9-8 in overtime here at home. Um, in your eyes, how did the game go, and what can you take away from it?
I thought we came out pretty strong. I think that we showed that we've only been practicing for a week, so the outlook's looking pretty good. The second half, kind of showed that we're coming back with a little bit of conditioning and tired from that. But I thought it was nice to see the team really overcome kind of the three goals that were down in the fourth quarter, and kind of showed a little bit of character in terms of coming back and not rolling over. And again, I think that it's a whole new group, and they're trying to figure out each other's tendencies and how everything's gonna kind of blend in together. And it was a solid first game, and with 2 more weeks under our belt, I think, especially offensively, we're gonna come together a lot more.
You mentioned that you were down 3 goals. You went into the fourth quarter down 8-5. You came back. What did you tell the girls going into the fourth quarter down by 3?
I told them they're just going to continue getting looks and to take advantage of those opportunities. I don't think we necessarily individually set ourselves up when it was their shot, or we didn't take necessarily advantage of counterattacks when we were up. I think they kind of just settled in a little bit better and picked up the defense a little bit in terms of steals and kind of upping the level. And it took maybe 3 goals down to do that, but I think I told them that they capitalized on those looks that we got earlier in the game, that we're right back in it, and we're able to. And I think those scenarios are going to happen down the road, so it's nice we kind of got that early on.
Yeah, how do you use these scenarios to help the girls kind of learn from their mistakes, their successes, going in or completing a game like this,
yeah,
and moving on with the season?
Well, the scenario is going to happen again, and it's important to learn from that turnover. You did it at the wrong time at the wrong moment, and it kind of worked out for the better this time, but that may not happen down the road. And so, hoping not to get 3 goals down, and some, these games down the road in conference, they're not going to be as easy to get back into things. So, kind of zeroing on the little things individually that can be avoided in terms of turnovers and rushing, and just being a little bit more composed. And I think composure is important, especially in overtime and fourth quarters. And the same thing goes for a 3-point lead. How does your team take a 3-point lead into the fourth quarter? And they're all lessons we learn along the way. So.
Mm-hmm. Now you're going to play Olympic Club, which is a mixed match of former college All-Americans, possibly some Olympians.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to expect out of your girls for that game, which is just an exhibition? What do you hope to learn from that game before you head to your first tournament in Santa Barbara in 2 weeks?
Well, I told them that this week, throughout these 2 games, I told them it's all about defense. And with this team, they're going to be tested in terms of their positioning and how they are able to think steps ahead and not get caught doing the wrong thing at the wrong time, because they're experienced enough to where they're going to take advantage of those elements. So it's going to be fun as a team, seeing them come together defensively, but also individually kind of learning the hard way. What's going to happen is the hard way. They're going to learn that, my hips can't be down here, or I can't be doing certain things in certain scenarios. But and then on the offensive end, they're going to have to learn to really put up a good shot, because there's an All-American Cal goalie in there, and there's Olympian out there, countering up and down the pool. So if they do something well, in the same respect, if they do something well, kind of put that in the pocket and use it for another day, and then just remembering times when they took advantage and how they can actually do the same thing to someone else. So again, I hope they learn a few things the hard way in the game and kind of see how they adapt to it as well. So.
You go down to Santa Barbara on the 28th and 29th of January. You take on a couple of Division I teams. Kind of preview that tournament and the rest of the season and what you expect from this group of girls this year.
We have a deep squad. We have a lot of juniors, a lot of hungry juniors wanting to get up and down the pool and make an impact right away. So that's exciting. So with the tournament, it's going to be important to use the bench because it's 4 tough games, especially come Sunday, 4th game. So we're looking to get some rotations and really see different combinations and how we're going to be able to use different lineups down the road. But again, the Division I teams are going to test us, similar to kind of the Olympic Club game today. It's going to test us in terms of speed and mostly game speed, how we're adapting and figuring out how to get off the lineups and create things, offensively, but also how we're kind of reacting or not reacting on the counter defense. So Division I teams usually bring the counter attack, was what we kind of have to adapt the most for. But in all, I think we're going to be able to match up pretty well. And it's just how they approach it, and they can say we're playing a Division I team, or they can say that we're playing another team, and try to emphasize that it's not who you're playing, it's how you play and how they're going to react to how you're playing. So we're excited to kind of give these teams a run and see where we're at and kind of push forward, and that's going to give us hopefully a little momentum into February where we're going to see a lot of conference games, so it should be exciting.